So just wanted to get a sense of where Google is heading as a search, because you seem to be surfacing a lot of content to users, whether the FIFA World Cup content, cricket scores. Uh, where do you stop? Where does the search stop and the content begin?
Google's stated mission is to organize all the world's information and make it universally accessible. And some of the information like live IPL scores or FIFA World Cup scores and stats, that is information that's present in various databases for which we have to partner. And we happily partner with official providers like FIFA in case of FIFA and IPL in case of IPL to make that information available to our users. So I see that we are being true to our mission in making really all the world's information accessible to you. So we really see this as an ecosystem built by various content providers, not us. They are the content providers, it's their content. Our job is just to organize it, index it, and surface it when relevant to our users.
The other thing I've been curious about, Amit, is the difference between mobile search and online search. What are the key differences that you've noticed, and what are the key challenges in case of mobile search?
So in mobile search, the one key difference that we have noticed is that queries on mobile phones are far more local in nature than they are on the web, because people have a mobile phone in their pocket when they are away from their computer. And when they are away from their computer, their needs are far more local than when they are at their office or their work or their home looking for information. So one trend that we have noticed is mobile queries are far more local in nature. People look for far more restaurants, far more things related to their locality. And for the to work, make our mobile search far more relevant, we have actually increased the localness component of our search for mobile. So we are aggressively returning to our users all the local information when they are on a mobile phone, much more compared to when they are on a desktop.
Is there also a certain sense of impatience amongst the users on the mobile?
Well, I wouldn't call it impatience on the part of our users. They rightly so have a hard time typing on a mobile phone, and they rightly so have a hard time accessing large pages on a mobile phone. So they are behaving like a normal user asking for information on a mobile phone. If they can't type on a mobile phone, we will build tools like voice search where they can just speak into a mobile phone and we will execute their query. And these innovations are key to success of mobile search, which is going to be critical for countries like India going forward.
So, curious about where things are when it comes to voice to text, and how you're dealing with the localization for India in terms of languages. Uh,
So we have built a state-of-the-art speech recognition system based upon which we have built our voice search application. And we have localized it in multiple languages. So we really see voice search on mobile in local languages as a key growth point for Google, and that's why we are investing so heavily in it.
what about it the other way around in terms of delivering search results on voice on the mobile? Currently, you're catering primarily to the literate web.
Um, so we clearly, this is an important point that you bring up. Uh, the one shortcoming of voice as an output method or a consumption of information medium is that voice is linear in time. To listen to a paragraph, it takes far longer than what it takes to just read or skim a paragraph. And that is a fundamental impediment in delivering rich information to users via voice. I don't see any immediate solution to that impediment other than the kinds of advances we are making with fact extraction. So you can easily find simple facts like what's the diameter of Saturn or what's the height of Eiffel Tower. And we would find those facts, and those short snippets can easily be rendered into voice for users. And I would see that coming very shortly, and then we would start getting more adventurous from there.
Yes.
For voice output, I think a lot more research would need to be done in how to summarize audio, because time becomes such a critical factor in accessing audio that we would have to take, say, an hour long audio and find the key snippets first to present to the user so that they can then decide whether they want to invest their time in consuming this information via audio.
So, for example, there are query results from call centers in India.
Uh-huh.
So, to automate the entire process, you think it's going to take time?
It's going to take a lot of important research, because we don't think that human-based systems scale. Human-based systems have not yet been very successful in open domain at scale across languages. And so I believe that a lot of that process will go to computers via speech recognition and summarization of speech snippets, which is an open research area that we have many wonderful people in Google Research who work on this area.
Curious about the social search, about social search becoming more contextual. What are the impediments there, or what are the challenges that you see in the expansion of social search?
So social search is clearly very important for a small fraction of one's searches, where your friends can actually help you make a decision. And some of the key problems that we are solving at Google with social search, which, by the way, we were the first one to launch out there last year, are how do you establish connection between people and content. And the key question there is, when is your social circle indeed more knowledgeable about a topic than the experts out there? So for example, if I were to, say, buy a television or go for a vacation somewhere, then I may ask my social circle what their experiences were when they traveled to the same location. On the other hand, when I need advice on how to deal with my knee injury or some such thing, then I would much rather listen to what experts have to say, because there may not be an expert in my social circle and there might be bigger experts out there. And I'm making this point to point out that there is indeed a small fraction of my query stream that benefits tremendously from my social circle. However, expert information still are the majority of information that people want today.
So what's your take on the open graph forming the basis for a search from Facebook?
I believe the more open everything becomes, the more innovation it generates around the world. So the more open people relationships become, everyone can innovate on it, not just one company. The web succeeds because it's an open ecosystem. Anyone can put a web page on it, anyone can crawl the web page, analyze the web page, build a search engine on top of it, build various other great applications on top of it. Openness is the key to innovation, and I believe more openness from social graphs and all other aspects of the internet would just deliver a far more innovative future than you would see from any closed system.
But at the same time, the more open you are, the more information you access, and consequently the more complicated it becomes to deliver relevance in your search results. How do you deal with that challenge?
So all information should be available to everyone. Regarding search algorithms, we do believe that having numerous search players out there like we have today would allow users to choose the best one. The only way Google succeeds is by innovating at a breakneck pace. So our search algorithm evolves at a very fast pace. Last year we launched more than 500 changes to our search algorithm. And I believe open web combined with fast-paced innovation in search and related technologies would be the basis for a very useful future and future applications on the internet in the coming years.
So how much of your actual search innovations, as you call them, are based around countering the entire SEO game that's been played, because you're effectively competing against each other, right? They're trying to game your system, you're trying to make sure that you stay true to the users. So how much of are your changes based around that?
Well, SEO can be very useful for the world, for the users and for the webmaster. So to give you an example, there's very useful SEO. A SEO who tells a webmaster to make a page that search engines can read is a good SEO advice. It's good SEO advice to have proper titles and not a fully flash page that search engines can't access. So SEO does add value by educating webmasters on how web pages should be designed. Now clearly some people under the name of SEO do try to push the limits, and they change the game from building informative positive sites to basically playing with search algorithms. However, what we do at Google, only a small percent of that is guided towards making sure that such techniques are not very effective. In Google, the large problem with search today still is semantics. Computers don't understand language like human beings do. So our biggest effort is still towards language understanding, because if we can improve how computers process and understand language, search would improve by a much larger margin than the small improvements we may get by just suppressing some of the shady SEO techniques.
So computers also don't understand video. What I've noticed is over the last year, the quality of video results being surfaced has improved drastically. So what are some of the things that you've done on video?
Thank you very much. We have invested heavily inside my team on video search and YouTube search. And this has involved a lot of information processing that has been now possible in the last year, with the CPU price point coming down and the number of computers that we are able to put at the problem. We are doing far deeper analysis of videos than we were doing a few years back. For example, we are running speech recognition on videos, we are doing quality analysis on videos, we are doing all kinds of analysis that was not possible a few years back, given how costly it was from a computing perspective. And what you're seeing now is our investment in that type of video analysis paying off in relevance of video search. You should expect much more as Moore's law keeps going on, and as the price points for CPU and computing keeps going down, you would see video search that's far more contextual, far more relevant than what you are seeing today, which is already very good.
So what do you think are the changes that we'll see from a search perspective over the next 1 year?
Over the next year, what you would see from Google search is a far more intelligent search engine that tries much harder to understand what you're looking for, that understands where you are, what are contextually relevant results, and highly personalized results to you. That advance in language understanding and personalization would be coupled with efficient interfaces, because one of the keys to the success of a search engine is a clean interface which hides all the complexity of algorithms that goes underneath it. And you would see incredible advances in Google interface alongside incredible advances in Google semantics to provide you with a far more relevant and efficient search engine.
Will we see greater verticalization like we've seen in case of Bing?
Google works incredibly well across our query stream, and time again we have noticed that our search results outperform anything else by a very large margin. We already pay a lot of attention to special type of searches, and that is reflected in the high quality of search results. You can try our system for any of these verticals and we do amazingly well. So clearly there's a little bit of marketing mixed in your question, impact of marketing influencing your question, because the fact is that we have invested heavily not only in general search, we have invested heavily in understanding queries that deserve special kind of search results.